It's hooking up. It's hooking up. It's starting. Not official yet. There we are. We're live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Zoom Shakespeare's Last of the Histories. This is very exciting. We have a great cast for you tonight. Obviously, it's always great casts. But it's a great way to finish out the histories with this amazing cast. Please sit back and watch. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Sit back and enjoy, we hope, our production of Henry VIII.
I come no more to make you laugh. Things now that bear a weighty and a serious brow, sad, high, and working, full of state and woe, such noble scenes as draw the eye to flow, we now present. Those that can pity here may, if they think it well, let fall a tear. The subject will deserve it. Such as give their money out of hope, they may believe, may here find truth too. Those that come to see only a show or two, and so agree the play may pass, if they be still and willing, I'll undertake may see away their shilling richly in 2 short hours. Only they that come to hear a merry bawdy play, a noise of targets, or to see a fellow in a long motley coat guarded with yellow, will be deceived. For gentle hearers, know to rank our chosen truth with such a show as fool and fight is, besides forfeiting our own brains and the opinion that we bring to make that only true we now intend, will leave us never an understanding friend. Therefore, for goodness sake, and as you are known the first and happiest hearers of the town, be sad as we would make you. Think you see the very persons of our noble story as they were living. Think you see them great and followed with the general throng and sweat of 1,000 friends. Then, in a moment, see how soon this mightiness meets misery. And if you can be merry then, I'll say, a man may weep upon his wedding day.
My life itself, and the best heart of it, thanks you for this great care. I stood in the level of a full-charged confederacy, and give thanks to you that choked it. Let me call before us that gentleman of Buckingham's. In person I'll hear him his confessions justify, and point by point the treasons of his master he shall again relate.
Nay, we must longer kneel. I am a suitor.
Arise and take place by us. Half your suit never named to us, you have half our power. The other moiety, ere you ask, is given. Repeat your will and take it.
Thank your majesty, that you would love yourself, and in that love, not unconsidered, leave your honor, nor the dignity of your office is the point of my petition.
Lady mine, proceed.
I am solicited, not by a few, and those of true condition, that your subjects are in great grievance. There have been commissions sent down among them, which hath flawed the heart of all their loyalties, wherein, although my good lord Cardinal, thy vent reproaches most bitterly on you as put her on, of these exactions, yet the king our master, whose honor heaven shield from soil, even he escapes language not unmannerly, yea, such which breaks the sides of loyalty and almost appears in loud rebellion.
Not almost appears, it doth appear. For upon these taxations the clothiers all, not able to maintain the many to them longing, have put off the spinsters, carders, fullers, weavers, who unfit for other life, compelled by hunger, and lack of other means in desperate manner, doing the event to the teeth, are all in uproar, and danger serves among them.
Taxation? Wherein? What taxation? My Lord Cardinal, you that are blamed for it alike with us, know you of this taxation?
Please you, sir, I know but of a single part and aught. Pertains to the state in front, but in that file where others tell steps with me.
No, my lord? You know no more than others? But you frame things that are known alike, which are not wholesome to those which would not know them, and yet must perforce be their acquaintance. These exactions whereof my sovereign would have note, they are most pestilent to the hearing, and to bear 'em the back is sacrifice to the load. They say they are devised by you, or else you suffer too hard an exclamation.
Still, exaction, the nature of it, and what kind, let's know, is this exaction?
I am much too venturous in tempting of your patience, but emboldened under your promised pardon. The subject's grief comes through commissions, which compels from each the 6th part of his substance to be levied without delay, and the pretense for this is named your wars in France. This makes bold allegiance, and this makes bold mouths, tongues spit their duties out, and cold hearts freeze allegiance in them. Their curses now live where their prayers did, and it's come to pass this tractable obedience is a slave to each insensate will. I would your highness would give it quick consideration, for there is no crime or baseness.
By my life, this is against our pleasure.
If I am traduced by ignorant tongues which neither know my faculties nor person, yet will be the chronicles of my doing, let me say, 'tis but the fate of place and rough break that virtue must go through.
Things done well, and with a care, exempt themselves from fear. Things done without example in their issue are to be feared. Have you a precedent of this commission? I believe not any. We must not rend our subjects from our laws and stick them in our will, 6th part of each. A trembling contribution. Why, we take from every tree, lop, bark, and part of the timber, and though we leave it with a root, thus hacked, the air will drink the sap. To every county where this is questioned, send our letters with free pardon to each man that has denied the force of this commission. Pray look to it. I put it in your care.
A word with you. Let there be letters writ to every shire of the king's grace and pardon. The grieved commons hardly conceive of me. Let it be noised that through our intercession this revokement and pardon comes. I shall anon advise you further in the proceeding.
I am sorry the Duke of Buckingham is run in your displeasure.
It grieves many. The gentleman is learned and a most rare speaker. To nature none more bound, his training such that he may furnish and instruct great teachers, and never seek for aid out of himself. Yet see, when these so noble benefits shall prove not well disposed, the mind growing once corrupt, they turn to vicious forms, 10 times more ugly than ever they were fair. Let him recount the 4 recited practices, whereof we cannot feel too little, hear too much.
Stand forth, and with bold spirit relate what you most like a careful subject have collected out of the Duke of Buckingham.
Speak freely.
First, it was usual with him, every day. It would infect his speech, that if the king should without issue die, he'll carry it to make the scepter his. These very words I've heard him utter to his son-in-law, Lord Abergavenny, to whom by oath he menaced revenge upon the Cardinal.
Please, your highness, note this dangerous conception at this point, not friended by his wish to your high person. His will is most malignant, and it stretches beyond you to your friends.
My learned Lord Cardinal, deliver all with charity.
Speak on. How grounded he his title to the crown upon our fail? To this point hast thou heard him at any time speak aught?
He was brought to this by a vain prophecy of Nicholas Henton.
What was that Henton?
Sir, a Chartreux friar, his confessor who fed him every minute with the words of sovereignty.
How knowst thou this?
A holy monk oft, says he, had sent to me wishing me to permit John de la Carre, my chaplain, a choice hour to hear from him a matter of some moment, whom after under the confession's seal, he solemnly had sworn what he spoke my chaplain to no creature living, but to me should utter, with demure confidence. This pausingly ensued. Neither the king nor heirs tell you the duke shall prosper. Bid him strive to gain the love of the commonalty. The duke shall govern England.
If I know you well, you were the Duke's surveyor and lost your office on the complaint of the tenants. Take good heed you charge not in your spleen and noble person and spoil your nobler soul. I say, take heed. Yes, heartily beseech you.
Let him on. Go forward.
On my soul, I'll speak but truth. I told my lord the duke by the devil's illusions the monk might be deceived, and that 'twas dangerous for him to ruminate on this so far until it forged him some design, which being believed it was much like to do. He answered, "Tush, it can do me no damage," adding further that had the king in his last sickness failed, the cardinal's and Sir Thomas Lovell's heads should have gone off.
Huh. What? So rank. Ha! There's mischief in this man. Canst thou say further?
I can, my liege.
Proceed.
Being at Greenwich, after your highness had reproved the duke about Sir William Bloomer.
I remember of such a time. Being my sworn servant, the duke retained him his. But on what hence?
If, quoth he, I for this had been committed, as to the Tower, I thought, I would have played the part my father meant to act upon the usurper Richard, who being at Salisbury made suit to come in his presence, which if granted, as he made semblance of his duty, would have put a knife into him.
Oh, there's his period. To sheathe his knife in us. Call him to present trial. If he may find mercy in the law, 'tis his. If none, let him not seek of us. By day and night, he's a traitor to the height.
Ladies, a general welcome from His Grace salutes you all. This night he dedicates to fair content and you. None here, he hopes, in all this noble bevy has brought with her one care abroad. He would have all as merry as first good company, good wine, good welcome can make good people.
You're welcome, my fair guests. That noble lady or gentleman that is not freely merry is not my friend. This is to confirm my welcome, and to you all, good health.
Your grace is noble, and let me have such a bowl may hold my thanks and save me to so much talking.
My Lord Sands, I am beholden to you, cheering your neighbors. Ladies, you are not merry. Gentlemen, whose fault is this?
The red wine must first rise in their fair cheeks, my lord. Then we shall have them talk us to silence.
You are a merry gangster, my Lord Sands.
Yes, if I make my play. Here's to your ladyship, and pledge it, madam, for 'tis such a thing.
You cannot show me.
I told your grace they would talk anon.
What's that?
Look out there, some of you.
What warlike voice And to what end is this? Nay, ladies, fear not. By all the laws of war, your privilege.
How now, what is't?
Good Lord Chamberlain, go, give 'em welcome. You can speak the French tongue. And pray, receive him nobly and conduct him into our presence, where this heaven of beauty shall shine at full upon them. Some attend him. You have now a broken banquet, but we'll mend it. A good digestion to you all, and more, I shower a welcome on you. Welcome all.
Thanks to you.
A noble company. What are their pleasures?
Because they speak no English, thus they prayed to tell your grace, and having heard by fame of this so noble and so fair assembly, this night to meet here, they could do no less, out of the great respect they bear to beauty, but leave their flocks, and under your fair conduct, crave leave to view these ladies, and entreat an hour of revels with them.
Say, Lord Chamberlain, they have done my poor house grace, for which I pay 'em 1,000 thanks and pray 'em take their pleasures.
Fairest hand I ever touched. Oh, beauty, till now I never knew.
My lord.
Your grace?
Pray tell, thus much from me. There should be amongst them by this person, more worthy his place than myself, to whom, if I but knew him with my love and duty, I would surrender it.
I will, my lord.
What say they?
Such a one, they all confess, there is indeed, which they would have your grace find out, and he will take it.
Let me see then. By all your good leaves, gentlemen, here, I'll make my royal choice.
You have found him, Cardinal. You have a fair assembly. You do well, Lord. You are a churchman, or I'll tell you, Cardinal, I should judge now unhappily.
I am glad your grace is grown so pleasant.
My Lord Chamberlain, prithee come hither. What fair lady is that?
And please your grace, Sir Thomas Bullen's daughter, the Viscount Rochford, one of your highness women.
By heaven, she is a dainty one. Sweetheart, I were unmannerly to take you out and not to kiss you. A health, gentlemen. A health. Let it go round.
Lady Lovell, is the banquet ready in the privy chamber?
Yes, my lord.
Your grace, I fear with dancing is a little heated.
I fear too much.
There's fresher air, my lord, in the next chamber.
Lead in your ladies, everyone. Sweet partner, I must not yet forsake you. Let's be merry, good my lord Cardinal. I have half a dozen pills to drink to these ladies, and a measure to lead them once again. And then let's dream who's best in favor. Let the music knock it.
Whither away so fast?
Oh, God save you, into the hall to hear what shall become of the great Duke of Buckingham.
I'll save you the labor, madam. All's now done but the ceremony of bringing back the prisoner.
Were you there?
Well, yes, indeed, was I.
Pray speak, what has happened?
All accused him strongly, which he feigned.
Would have flown from him, but indeed he could not.
And so his peers upon this evidence have found him guilty of high treason. Much he spoke, and learnedly for life, but all was either pitied in him or forgotten.
After all this, how did he bear himself?
When he was brought again to the bar to hear his knell rung out, his judgment, he was stirred with such an agony. He sweat extremely, and something spoke in color ill and hasty, but he fell to himself again, and sweetly, and all the rest showed a most noble patience.
Certainly the Cardinal is the end of this. All the commons hate him perniciously, and on my conscience, wish him 10 fathom deep. This Duke so much they love and dote on, call him bounteous Buckingham, a mirror of all courtesy.
Stay there, madam, and see the noble ruined man you speak of.
Let's stand close and behold him.
All good people, you that thus far have come to pity me, hear what I say, and then go home and lose me. I have this day received a traitor's judgment, and by that name must die. Yet heaven bear witness, and if I have a conscience, let it sink me even as the axe falls if I be not faithful. The law I bear no malice for my death. 'Twas done upon the premises but justice. But those that sought it I could wish more Christian. Be what they will, I heartily forgive them. Go with me like good angels to my end. And as the long divorce of steel falls on me, make of your prayers one sweet sacrifice, and lift my soul to heaven. Lead on in God's name. The last hour of my long wearied life is come upon me. Farewell. When you would say something that is sad, speak how I fell. I have done. And God forgive me.
Oh, this is full of pity. Madam, it calls, I fear, too many curses on their heads that were the authors.
The Duke be guiltless, 'tis full of woe. Yet I can give you inkling of this ensuing evil, if it fall greater than this.
Good angels, keep it from us. What may it be? You do not doubt my faith, madam.
The secret is so weighty 'twill require strong faith to conceal it.
Let me have it. I do not talk much.
I'm confident you shall, lady. Did you not hear of late days here a buzzing of a separation between the king and Katherine?
Yes, but it tells not. For when the king once heard it out of anger, he sent command to the Lord Mayor straight to stop the rumor and allay those tongues that durst disperse it.
But the slander, lady, have found a truth now, for it grows again fresher than ere it was, and held for certain the king will venture at it, either the cardinal or some about him near, have, out of malice to the good queen, possessed him with a scruple that will undo her. To confirm this too, Cardinal CAMPEIUS is arrived, and lately, as all think, for this business.
'Tis the cardinal, and merely to revenge him on the emperor, for not bestowing on him to his asking the Archbishop of Toledo this is purpose.
I think you have hit the mark. But is it not cruel that she should feel the smart of this? The cardinal will have his will, and she must fall.
'Tis woeful. We are too open to argue this. Let's think in private more.
Well met, my Lord Chamberlain.
Good day to both your graces.
How was the king employed?
I left him private, full of sad thoughts and troubles.
What's the cause?
It seems the marriage with his brother's wife hath crept too near his conscience.
No, his conscience has crept too near another lady.
'Tis so. This is the Cardinal's doing. The King Cardinal, that blind priest, like the eldest son of fortune, turns what he list. The king will know him one day.
Pray God he do. He'll never know himself else.
How holily he works in all his business, and with what zeal. For now he has cracked the league between us and the emperor, the queen's great nephew. He dives into the king's soul, and there scatters dangers, doubts, wringing of the conscience, fears and despairs, and all these for his marriage, and out of all these to restore the king, he counsels a divorce, a loss of her that like a jewel has hung 20 years about his neck, yet never lost her luster, of her that loves him with that excellent that angels love good men with, even of her that when the greatest stroke of fortune falls, will bless the king. And is not this course pious?
Heaven keep me from such counsel. 'Tis most true, these news are everywhere, every tongue speaks them, and every heart weeps for it. Heaven will one day open the king's eyes that so long have slept upon this bold, bad man.
And free us from his slavery.
We had need pray, and heartily, for our deliverance. On this imperious man will work us all from princes into pages. All men's honors lies like one lump before him, to be fashioned into what pitch he pleases. Let's go in, and with some other business put the king from these sad thoughts that work too much upon him. My lord, you'll bear us company.
Excuse me, the king has sent me otherwhere. Besides, you'll find me a most unfit time to disturb him. Health to your lordships.
Thanks, my good Lord Chamberlain.
How sad he looks. Sure he has so much afflicted.
Who's there? Huh?
Pray God he be not angry.
Who's there, I say? How dare you thrust yourselves into my private meditations? Who am I, huh?
A gracious king that pardons all offenses, malice ne'er meant. Our breach of duty this way is business of a state, in which we come to know your royal pleasure.
You are too bold. Go to, I'll make you know your times of business. Is this an hour for temporal affairs, huh? Who's there? My good Lord Cardinal. Oh, my Wolsey, the quiet of my wounded conscience. Thou art a cure fit for a king. You're welcome, most learned reverend sir, into our kingdom. Use us and it. My good lord, have great care I be not found a talker.
Sir, you cannot. I would your grace would give us but an hour of private conference.
We are busy. Go.
Your grace has given a precedent of wisdom above all princes in committing freely your scruple to the voice of Christendom. Who can be angry now? What envy reaches you? The Spaniard, tied by blood and favor to her, must now confess, if they have any goodness, the trial just and noble. All the clerks, I mean the learned ones in Christian kingdoms, have their free voices. Rome, the nurse of judgment, invited by your noble self, hath sent one general tongue unto us. This good man, this just and learned priest, Cardinal CAMPEIUS, whom once more I present unto your highness.
And once more in mine arms, I bid him welcome, and thank the holy conclave for their loves. They have sent me such a man I would have wished for.
Your grace must needs deserve all strangers' loves, you are so noble. To your highness's hand I tender my commission, by whose virtue the court of Rome, commanding you, my lord Cardinal of York, are joined with me, your servant, in the impartial judging of this business.
Two equal men. The queen shall be acquainted forthwith for what you came.
I know your majesty has always loved her so dear in your heart not to deny her that a woman of less place might ask by law. Scholars allowed freely to argue for her.
Aye, and the best she shall have, and my favor to him that does best. God forbid else. The most convenient place that I can think of for such receipt of learning is Blackfriars. There you shall meet about this weighty business. My Wolsey, see it furnished. Oh, my lord, would it not grieve an able man to leave so sweet a bedfellow? But conscience, oh, 'tis a tender place, and I must leave her.
Not for neither. Here's the pang that pinches. His Highness having lived so long with her, and she's so good. And she's so good a lady that no tongue could never pronounce dishonor her by my life. She never knew harm doing. Oh, now after so many courses of the sun enthroned, still growing in a majesty and pomp, the which to leave it 1,000 more bitter than 'tis sweet at first to acquire. After this process, to give her the avant, it is a pity would move a monster.
Hearts of most hard temper melt and lament for her.
Oh, God's will. Much better she ne'er had known pomp, though to be temporal, yet if that quarrel fortune do divorce, it from the bearer 'tis a sufferance panging, as soul and body's severing.
Oh, alas, poor lady, she's a stranger now again.
So much the more must pity drop upon her. Verily, I swear, 'tis better to be lowly born and range with humble livers and content than to be perked up in a glistering grief and wear a golden sorrow.
Our content is our best having.
By my troth and maidenhood, I would not be a queen.
Beshrew me, I would, and venture maidenhead for it. And so would you for all this spice of your hypocrisy. You that have so fair parts of woman on you, have two woman's heart, which ever yet affected eminence, wealth, sovereignty, which to say sooth are blessings, and which gifts, saving your mincing, the capacity of your soft cheverel conscience would receive, if you might please to stretch it.
Nay, good troth.
Oh yes, troth and troth, you would not be a queen?
No, not for all the riches under heaven.
'Tis strange. A threepence bowed would hire me, old as I am, to queen it. But I pray you, what think you of a duchess? Have you limbs to bear that load of title?
No, in truth.
Then you are weakly made. Pluck off a little. I would not be a young count in your way, for more than blushing comes to. If your back cannot vouchsafe this burden, 'tis too weak ever to get a boy.
How you do talk! I swear again, I would not be a queen for all the world.
Good morrow, ladies. What wert worth to know the secret of your confidence?
My good lord, not your demand, it values not your asking. Our mistress's sorrows we were pitying.
It was a gentle business and becoming the action of good women. There is hope all will be well.
Now I pray God, amen.
You bear a gentle mind, and heaven's blessings follow such creatures. That you may, fair lady, perceive I speak sincerely, and high notes taken of your many virtues, the King's Majesty commends his good opinion of you to you, and does purpose honor to you no less flowing than Marchioness of Pembroke, to which title £1,000 a year annual support out of his growing grace he adds.
I do not know what kind of my obedience I should tender. More than my all is nothing, nor my prayers are not my words duly hollowed, nor my wishes more worth than empty vanities. Yet prayers and wishes are all I can return. Beseech your lordship, vouchsafe to speak my thanks and my obedience, as from a blushing handmaid, to his highness, whose health and royalty I pray for.
Lady, I shall not fail to prove the fair conceit the king hath of you. I have perused her well. Beauty and honor in her age are so mingled that they have caught the king. And who knows yet but from this lady may proceed a gem to lighten all this isle. I'll to the king and say I spoke with you.
My honored lord.
Why, this is it! See, I have been begging 16 years in court, and yet a courtier beggarly, nor could come pax between too early and too late for any suit of pounds, and you, oh fate, a very fresh fish here. Fie upon this compelled fortune.
Whilst our commission from Rome is read, let silence be commanded.
The need. It hath already publicly been read, and on all sides the authority allowed. You may then spare that time.
Be it so. Proceed.
Say, Henry, King of England, come into the court.
Henry, King of England, come into the court.
Here.
Say, Katherine, Queen of England, come into the court.
Katherine, Queen of England, come into the court.
Sir, I desire you do me right and justice, and to bestow your pity on me. For I am a most poor woman and stranger, born out of your dominions, having here no judge indifferent, no more assurance of equal friendship and proceeding. Alas, sir, in what have I offended you? What cause hath my behavior given to your displeasure, that thus you should proceed to put me off and take your good grace from me? Heaven witness, I have been to you a true and humble wife, at all times to your will conformable, even ever in fear to kindle your dislike, yea, subject to your countenance, glad or sorry as I saw it inclined. When was the hour I ever contradicted your desire, or made it not mine too? Or which of your friends have I not strove to love, although I knew he were mine enemy? What friend of mine that had to him derived your anger did I continue in my liking? Nay, gave notice he was from thence just discharged. Sir, call to mind that I have been your wife in this obedience upward of 20 years, and have been blessed with many children by you. If in the course and process of this time you can report and prove it too against mine honor aught, my bond to wedlock, or my love and duty against your sacred person in God's name, turn me away, and let false contempt shut door upon me, and so give me up to the sharpest kind of justice.
You have here, lady, and of your choice, these reverend fathers, men of singular integrity and learning, yea, the elect of the land, who are assembled to plead your cause. It shall be, therefore, bootless that longer you desire the court, as well for your own quiet as to rectify what is unsettled in the king.
His grace hath spoken well and justly. Therefore, madam, it fits this royal session do proceed, and that without delay their arguments be now produced and heard.
Lord Cardinal, to you I speak.
For pleasure, madam.
Sir, I am about to weep, but thinking that we are a queen, or long have dreamed so, certain the daughter of a king, my drops of tears I'll turn to sparks of fire.
Be patient yet.
I will, when you are humble. Nay, before, or God will punish me, I do believe, induced by potent circumstances, that you are mine enemy. And make my challenge, you shall not be my judge, for it is you have blown this coal betwixt my lord and me, which gods do quench. Therefore I say again, I utterly abhor, yea, from my soul, refuse you for my judge, whom yet once more I hold my most malicious soul, and think not at all a friend to truth.
I do profess you speak not like yourself, whoever yet have stood to charity and displayed the effects of disposition gentle and of wisdom o'ertopping woman's powers. Madam, you do me wrong. I have no spleen against you, nor injustice for you or any. How far I have proceeded, or how far further shall, is warranted by a commission from the consistory. Yea, the whole consistory of Rome. You charge me that I have blown this coal. I do deny it.
My lord, I am a simple woman, much too weak to oppose your cunning. You're meek and humble-mouthed. You sign your place and calling in full seeming with meekness and humility, but your heart is crammed with arrogancy, spleen, and pride. You have by fortune and his highness's favors gone slightly o'er low steps, and now are mounted where powers are your retainers, and your words domestics to you. Serve your will is to please yourself pronounce their office. I must tell you, you tender more your person's honor than your high profession spiritual. That again I do refuse you for my judge. And here before you all, appeal unto the Pope to bring my whole cause for his holiness and to be judged by him.
The Queen is obstinate, stubborn to justice, apt to accuse it, and disdainful to be tried by it. 'Tis not well. She's going away.
All her again.
Katherine, Queen of England, come into the court.
Madam, you are called back.
What need you note it? Pray you, keep your way. When you are called, return. Now the Lord help, they vex me past my patience. Pray you pass on, I will not tarry. No, nor evermore upon this business my appearance make in any of their courts.
Go thy ways, Kate. That man of the world who shall report he has a better wife, let him in not be trusted for speaking false in that. Thou art alone, if thy rare qualities, sweet gentleness, thy meekness, saint-like, wife-like government, obeying in commanding, and thy parts sovereign and pious else could speak thee out the queen of earthly queens. She's noble born, and like her true nobility, she has carried herself towards me.
My most gracious sir, I, in humblest manner, require your highness that it shall please you to declare in hearing of all these ears, for where I am robbed and bound, there must I be unloosed, although not there at once and fully satisfied. Whether ever I did broach this business to your highness, or laid any scruple in your way which might induce you to the question on't, or ever have to you, but with thanks to God for such a royal lady, spake one of the least word that might be to the prejudice of her present state, or touch of her good person,
My Lord Cardinal, I do excuse you. Yea, upon mine honor, I free you from't. You are not to be taught that you have many enemies that know not why they are so, but like to village curs, bark when their fellows do. By some of these the Queen is put in anger. You're excused. But will you be more justified? You ever have wished the sleeping of this business, never desired it to be stirred, but oft have hindered, oft the passages made toward it. Thus it came, give heed to it. My conscience first received such a tenderness, scruple, and prick on certain speeches uttered by the Bishop of Bayonne, the then French ambassador, who had been hither sent to on the debating a marriage twixt the Duke of Orleans and our daughter Mary. In the progress of this business, ere a determinate resolution, the bishop, did require a respite wherein he might, the king his lord, advertise whether our daughter were legitimate. Respecting this our marriage with the dowager, sometime our brother's wife. This respite shook the bosom of my conscience, entered me, yea, with a spitting power, and made to tremble the region of my breast, which forced such way that many mazed considerings did throng, and pressed in with this caution. First methought I stood not in the smile of heaven, who had commanded nature that my lady's womb, if it conceived a male child by me, should do no more offices of life to it than the grave does to the dead. For her male issue, or died where they were made, or shortly after this world had aired them. Hence I took a thought this was a judgment on me, that my kingdom, well worthy the best heir of the world, should not be gladdened in it by me. Then follows that I weighed the danger which my realms stood in, by this my issues fail, and that gave to me many a groaning throe. Thus hulling in the wild sea of my conscience, I did steer toward this remedy, whereupon we are now present here together. That's to say, I meant to rectify my conscience, which I then did feel full sick, and yet not well, by all the reverend fathers of the land and doctors learned.
So please your highness, the queen being absent, 'tis a needful fitness that we adjourn this court till further day. Meanwhile, must be an earnest motion made to the queen to call back her appeal she intends into this holiness.
I may perceive these cardinals trifle with me. I abhor the dilatory sloth and tricks of Rome. My learned and well-beloved servant Cranmer for thee return. With thy approach, I know my comfort comes along. Break up the court. I say, set on.
How now?
If it please your grace, the two great cardinals wait in the presence.
Would they speak with me?
They willed me say so, madam.
Pray their graces to come near. What can be their business with me, a poor weak woman, fallen from favor? I do not like their coming now I think on it. They should be good men, their affairs as righteous, but all hoods make not monks.
Peace.
Your graces find me here part of a housewife. I would be all against the worst may happen. What are your pleasures with me, reverend lords?
May it please you, noble madam, to withdraw into your private chamber. We shall give you the full case of our coming.
Speak it here. There's nothing I have done yet o' my conscience deserves a corner. Would all other women could speak this with as free a soul as I do. Out with it boldly. Truth loves open dealing.
Noble lady, I am sorry my integrity should breed, and the service to his majesty and you, so deep suspicion, where all faith was meant. We come not by the way of accusation to taint that honor every good tongue blesses, nor to betray you any way to sorrow. You have too much, good lady, but to know how you stand minded in the weighty difference between the king and you, and to deliver, like free and honest men, our just opinions and comforts to your cause.
To betray me. My lords, I thank you both for your good wills. You speak like honest men. Pray God you prove so. But how to make you suddenly an answer in such a point of weight so near mine honor, more nearly my life, I fear, with my weak wit, and to such men of gravity and learning, in truth I know not. Let me have time and counsel for my cause. Alas, I am a woman friendless, hopeless.
Madam, you wrong the king's love with these fears. Your hopes and friends are infinite.
In England, but little for my profit. Can you think, lords, that any Englishman dare give me counsel or be a known friend 'gainst his highness's pleasure?
I would, your grace, would leave your griefs and take my counsel. Put your main cause into the king's protection. He's loving and most gracious. 'Twill be much both for your honor better and your cause, for if the trial of the law o'ertake you, you'll part away disgraced.
He tells you rightly.
You tell me what you wish for both. My ruin. Is this your Christian counsel? Out upon you! Heaven is above all yet. There sits a judge that no king can corrupt.
Your rage mistakes us.
The more shame for you. Holy men, I thought you, upon my soul, to reverend cardinal virtues, but cardinal sins and hollow hearts, I fear you. Mend 'em for shame, my lords. Is this your comfort? Take heed, for heaven's sake, take heed, lest at once the burden of my sorrows falls upon you. Would you have me put my sick cause into his hand that hates me? Alas, has banished me his bed already, his love too long ago. I am old, my lords, and all the fellowship I hold now with him is only my obedience.
Your fears are worse.
Have I lived thus long? Let me speak myself, since virtue finds no friends. A wife, a true one, a woman, I dare say, without vainglory, yet never yet branded with suspicion, have I, with all my full affections, still met the king, loved him next heaven, obeyed him, been out of fondness superstitious to him, almost forgot my prayers to content him. And am I thus rewarded? 'Tis not well, lords. Bring me a constant woman to her husband, one that ne'er dreamed joy beyond his pleasure. And to that woman, when she has done most, yet will I add an honor, a great patience.
Madam, you wander from the good we aim at.
My lord, I dare not make myself so guilty to give up willingly that noble title your master wed me to. Nothing but death shall e'er divorce my dignities. I am the most unhappy woman living, shipwrecked upon a kingdom where no pity, no friends, no hope, no kindred weep for me. Almost no grave allowed me. Like the lily that once was mistress of the field and flourished, I'll hang my head and perish.
For goodness sake, consider what you do, how you may hurt yourself. I utterly grow from the king's acquaintance by this carriage. The hearts of princes kiss obedience so much they love it. But to stubborn spirits they swell and grow as terrible storms. I know you have a gentle, noble temper, a soul as even as a calm. Pray, think us, those we profess, peacemakers, friends, and servants.
Do what you will, my lords. And pray forgive me if I have used myself unmannerly. You know I'm a woman lacking wit to make a seemly answer to such persons. Pray do my service to his majesty. He has my heart yet, and shall have my prayers, while I shall have my life. Come, reverend fathers, bestow your counsels on me. She now begs that little thought when she set footing here. She should have bought her dignity so dear.
If you will now unite in your complaints and force them with a constancy, the Cardinal cannot stand under them.
Oh, I am joyful to meet the least occasion that may give me remembrance of my father-in-law, the Duke, to be revenged on him.
If you cannot bar his access to the king, never attempt anything on him, for he hath a witchcraft o'er the king in his tongue.
Oh, fear him not. His spell in that is out. The king hath found matter against him that forever mars the honey of his language.
Sir, I should be glad to hear such news as this, once every hour.
Believe it, it is true. In the divorce, his contrary proceedings are all unfolded, wherein he appears as I would wish mine enemy.
How came his practices to light?
Most strangely.
Oh, how?
The cardinal's letters to the Pope miscarried and came to the eye of the king, wherein was read, and how the cardinal did entreat his holiness to stay the judgment of the divorce. For if it took place, I did, quoth he, perceive that my king is tangled in the affections to a creature of the queen's, Lady Anne Boleyn.
Has the king this?
Believe it.
Will this work?
The king in this perceives how he coasts and hedges his own way, but in this point all his tricks founder, and he brings his physic after the patient's death. The king already hath married the fair lady.
Would he had.
Would he had.
May you be happy in your wish, my lord, for I profess you have it.
Now, all my joy trace this conjunction.
My amend to it.
All men's.
There's an order given for her coronation. Mary, this is yet but young, and may be left to some ears unrecounted. But my lords, she is a gallant creature, and complete in mind and feature. I persuade me, from her will fall some blessing on this land, which shall in it be memorized.
But my lord, when returns Cranmer?
He is returned in his opinions, which have satisfied the king for his divorce, together with all famous colleges almost in Christendom. Shortly, I believe, his second marriage shall be published, and her coronation. Katherine no more shall be called queen, but Princess Dowager, and the widow to Prince Arthur.
This same Cranmer's a worthy fellow, and hath ta'en so much pain in the king's business.
He has, and we shall see him for it an archbishop.
So I hear.
'Tis so.
The cardinal, observe he's moody. He's vexed at something.
The king, the king.
piles of wealth hath he accumulated to his own portion? And what expense by the hour seems to flow from him? How in the name of thrift does he rake this together? Now, my lords, saw you the Cardinal?
My lord, we have stood here observing him. Some strange commotion is in his brain.
It may well be. There's mutiny in his mind. This morning papers of state he sent me to peruse, as I required, and wot you what I found? There, on my conscience, put unwittingly, forsooth, an inventory, thus importing the several parcels of his plate, his treasure, rich stuffs and ornaments of household, which I find at such proud rate that it outspeaks possession of a subject.
It's heaven's will. Some spirit put this paper in the packet to bless your eye withal.
Heaven forgive me. Oh, ever God bless your highness.
Since I had my office, I have kept you next my heart. I've not alone employed you where high profits might come home, but pared my present havings to bestow my bounties upon you.
What should this mean?
Have I not made you the prime man of the state? I pray you tell me if what I now pronounce you have found true, and if you may confess it, say withal if you are bound to us or no. What say you?
My sovereign, I confess your royal graces showered me daily, have been more than could be studied, purposes requite, which went beyond all man's endeavors. Mine own ends have been mine, so that evermore they pointed to the good of your most sacred person and the profit of the state. For your great graces heaped upon me, poor undeserver, I can nothing render but allegiant thanks. My prayers to heaven for you, my loyalty, which ever has and ever shall be growing till death, that winter kill it.
'Tis nobly spoken. Take notice, lords. He has a loyal breast, for you have seen him opened. Read o'er this, and after this, and then to breakfast, with what appetite you have.
Mean, what sudden angers this? How have I reaped it? He parted frowning from me as if ruin leaped from his eyes. I must read this paper. I fear the story of his anger. 'Tis so. This paper has undone me. 'Tis the account of all that world of wealth I have drawn together for my own ends, indeed to gain the popedom and fee my friends in Rome. Oh, negligence fit for a fool to fall by! What cross devil made me put this main secret in the packet I sent the king? Is there no way to cure this? No new device to beat this from his brains? I know 'twill stir him strongly, yet I know a way if it take right, in spite of fortune, will bring me off again. What's this? To the Pope, the letter as I live, with all the business I writ to his holiness. Nay, and farewell. I have touched the highest point to all my greatness, and from that full meridian of my glory I haste now to my settling. I shall fall like a bright exhalation in the evening, and no man see me more.
Hear the king's pleasure, Cardinal, who commands you to render up the great seal presently into our hands, and to confine yourself to Asher House, my lord of Winchester's, till you further hear from his highness.
Stay. Where's your commission, lords? Words cannot carry authority so weighty.
Who dares cross them bearing the king's will from his mouth expressly?
Till I find more than will or words to do it, I mean your malice. No, officious lords, I dare and must deny it. Now I feel of what coarse metal you are molded. Envy, how eagerly you follow my disgraces as if it fed you, and how sleek and wanton you appear in everything you may bring my ruin. Follow your envious courses, men of malice. You have Christian warrant for 'em, and no doubt in time will find their fit rewards. That seal you ask with such violence, the king, mine and your master, with his own hand gave me, bade me enjoy it, with the place and honors during my life, and to confirm his goodness, tied it by letters patent. Now, who'll take it?
The king that gave it.
It must be himself, then.
Thou art a proud traitor, priest. Thy ambition, thou scarlet sin, robbed this bewailing land of noble Buckingham, my father-in-law, the heads of all thy brothers cardinals. With thee and all thy best parts together, weighed not a hair of his. Plague of your policy. You sent my deputy for Ireland, far from his successor, far from the king from all, that might have mercy on the fault thou gavest him, whilst your great goddess, out of holy pity absolved him with an axe.
This and all else this talking lord can lay upon my credit, I answer, is most false. The Duke by law found his deserts.
By my foul, my soul, your long coat, priest, protects you. Thou shouldst feel my sword. I life blood of thee else. My lords, can you endure? Can you endure to hear this arrogance? And from this fellow, if we live thus tamely, to be thus jaded by a piece of scarlet, farewell, nobility.
Those articles, my lord, are in the king's hand, but thus much, they are foul ones.
Lord Cardinal, the king gives further pleasure is because of all those things you have done of late, that therefore such a right be sued against you, to forfeit all your goods, lands, tenements, chattel, and whatsoever, and to be out of the king's protection. This is my charge.
And so we'll leave you to your meditations, how to live better. For your stubborn answer about the giving back the great seal to us, the king shall know it, and no doubt shall thank you. So farewell, my good little cardinal.
So farewell to the little good you bear me. Farewell. A long farewell to my greatness. This is the state of man. Today he puts forth the tender leaves of hope. Tomorrow blossoms and bears his blushing honors thick upon him. The third day comes a frost, a killing frost, and when he thinks good, easy man, full, surely his greatness is a ripening, nips his root, and then he falls as I do. Oh, how wretched is that poor man that hangs on princes' favors. There is, betwixt that smile we would aspire to, that sweet aspect of princes and their ruin, more pangs and fears than wars or women have. And when he falls, he falls like Lucifer, never to hope again. Why? How now, Cromwell?
I have no power to speak, sir.
And my misfortunes, what, amazed? Can thy spirit wonder a great man should decline? Nay, and you weep, I am fallen indeed.
How does your grace?
Why, well, never so truly happy, my good Cromwell. I know myself now, and I feel within me a peace above all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. The king has cured me. I humbly thank his grace, and from these shoulders, these ruined pillars, out of pity taken, a load would sink a navy. Too much honor. Oh, 'tis a burden, Cromwell. 'Tis a burden too heavy for a man that hopes for heaven.
I am glad your grace has made that right use of it.
I hope I have. I am able now, methinks, out of a fortitude of soul I feel, to endure more miseries and greater far than my weak-hearted enemies dare offer. What news abroad?
The heaviest and worst is your displeasure with the king.
God bless him.
The next is that Sir Thomas More is chosen Lord Chancellor in your place.
That's somewhat sudden, but he's a learned man. May he continue long in his highness's favor and do justice for truth's sake and his conscience, that his bones, when he has run his course and sleeps in blessings, may have a tomb of orphans' tears wept on him. What more?
That Cranmer is returned with welcome, installed Lord Archbishop of Canterbury.
That's news indeed.
Last, that the Lady Anne, whom the king hath in secrecy long married, this day was viewed in open as his queen, going to chapel, and the voice is now only about her coronation.
It was the weight that pulled me down. Oh, Cromwell, the king has gone beyond me. All my glories in that one woman I have lost forever. Go, get thee from me, Cromwell. I am a poor, fallen man, unworthy now to be thy lord and master. Seek the king. Good Cromwell, neglect him not. Make use now and provide for thine own future safety.
Oh, my lord, must I then leave you? Must I needs forego so good, so noble, and so true a master? Bear witness, all that have not hearts of iron, what a sorrow Cromwell leaves his lord. The king shall have my service, but my prayers forever and forever shall be yours.
Cromwell, I did not think to shed a tear in all my miseries, but thou hast forced me, out of thy honest truth, to play the woman. Cromwell, I charge thee, fling away ambition. By that sin fell the angels. How can man then, the image of his maker, hope to win by it? Be just and fear not. Let all the ends thou aimst at be thy country's, thy gods and truths. Then if thou fall'st, O Cromwell, thou fall'st a blessed martyr. Serve the king, and prithee lead me in. There, take an inventory of all I have to the last penny. 'Tis the king's. My robe and my integrity to heaven is all I dare now call my own. Oh, Cromwell, Cromwell, had I but served my God with half the zeal I served my king, he would not in mine age have left me naked to mine enemies.
You are well met once again.
How are you?
You come to take your stand here and behold the Lady Anne pass from her coronation.
'Tis all my business. At our last encounter, the Duke of Buckingham came from his trial.
'Tis very true, but that time offered sorrow, this general joy.
As well, the citizens, I'm sure, have shown at full their royal minds, as let them have their rights. They are ever forward in celebration of this day, with shows, pageants, and sights of honor. But I beseech you, what's become of Katherine, the Princess Dowager? How goes her business?
That I can tell you too. The Archbishop of Canterbury, accompanied with other learned and revered fathers of his order, held a late court at Dunstable, 6 miles off from Anjal, where the princess lay, to which she was often cited by them, but appeared not, and to be short for not appearance, and the king's late scruple. By the main assent of all these learned men, she was divorced, and the late marriage made of none effect, since which she was removed to Camelton, where she remains now sick.
Ross, good lady. The trumpet sounds, being close, the queen is coming.
God save you, madam. Where have you been broiling?
Among the crowd, in the abbey, where a finger could not be wedged in more. I am stifled with the mere rankness of their joy.
You saw the ceremony?
That I did.
Oh, how was it?
Well worth the seeing.
God, sir, speak to us.
As well as I am able. The rich stream of lords and ladies, having brought the queen to a prepared place in the choir, fell off a distance from her, while her grace sat down to rest a while, some half hour or so, in a rich chair of state, opposing freely the beauty of her person to the people. Believe me, sir, she is the goodliest woman that ever lay by man, which when the people had the full view of, such a noise arose, as the shrouds make at sea in a stiff tempest, as loud and to as many tunes, hats, cloaks, doublets, I think, flew up and had their faces been loose, this day they had been lost. Such joy I never saw before. So she parted, and with the same full state, paced back again to York Place, where the feast is held.
Sir, you must no more call it York Place. That's past. For since the Cardinal fell, that title's lost. 'Tis now the King's Inn called Whitehall.
I know it, but it was so lately altered that the old name is fresh about me.
What 2 reverend bishops were those that went on each side of the queen?
Stokely and Gardiner. The one of Winchester, newly preferred from the king's secretary, the other London.
He of Winchester is held no great good lover of the Archbishop, the virtuous Cranmer.
All the land knows that. However, yet there is no great breach. When it comes, Cranmer will find a friend, will not shrink from him.
Who may that be, I pray you?
Thomas Cromwell, a man of much esteem with the king, and truly a worthy friend. The king has made him master of the Jewel House, and one already of the Privy Council.
He will deserve more.
Yes, without all doubt. Come, gentlemen, you shall go my way, which is to the court, and there you shall be my guests. Something I can command. As I walk thither, I'll tell you more.
You may command us.
Command us, sir.
How does your grace?
Griffith, sick to death. My legs like loaden branches bow to the earth. willing to leave their burden. Reach a chair. Oh. So, now, methinks I feel a little ease. Didst thou not tell me, Griffith, as thou ledst me, that the great child of honor, Cardinal Wolsey, was dead?
Yes, madam. But I think your grace, out of the pain you suffered, gave no ear to it.
Oh, prithee, good Griffith, tell me how he died. If well, he stepped before me happily for my example.
Well, the voice goes, madam, for after the stout Earl Northumberland arrested him at York and brought him forward as a man sorely tainted to his answer, he fell sick suddenly and grew so ill he could not sit his mule.
Oh, alas, poor man.
At last, with easy roads, he came to Leicester and lodged in the abbey, where the Reverend Abbot, with all his convent, honorably received him, and to whom he gave these words: "O Father Abbot, an old man, broken with the storms of state, is come to lay his weary bones among you. Give him a little earth for charity." So went to bed, where eagerly his sickness pursued him still. And 3 nights after this, about the hour of 8, which he himself foretold should be his last, full of repentance, continual meditations, tears and sorrows, he gave his honors to the world again, his blessed part to heaven, and slept in peace.
Oh, so may he rest. His faults lie gently on him. Yet thus far, Griffith, give me leave to speak him, and yet with charity. His own opinion was his law. In the presence he would say untruths, and be ever double, both in his words and meaning. He was never, but where he meant to ruin, pitiful. His promises were, as then was, mighty, but his performance as he is now, nothing. Of his own body he was ill, and gave the clergy ill example.
Noble madam, men's evil manners lie in brass. Their virtues we write in water. May it please your highness to hear me speak his good now?
Yes, good Griffith, I were malicious else.
This cardinal, though from an humble stock, undoubtedly was fashioned to much honor. From his cradle he was a scholar, and a ripe and good one, exceeding wise, fair-spoken and persuading, lofty and sour to them that loved him not, but to those men that sought him, sweet as summer. And though he were unsatisfied in getting, which was a sin, yet in bestowing, madam, he was most princely. His overthrow heaped happiness upon him, for then, and not till then, he felt himself, and found the blessedness of being little, and to add greater honors to his age than man could give him. He died fearing God.
Peace be with him. Patience, be near me still, and set me lower. I have not long to trouble thee.
She is asleep. Good wench, let's sit down quiet, for fear we wake her. Softly, gentle patience.
You note how much her grace is altered on the sudden? How long her face is drawn? How pale she looks, and of an earthy cold. Mark her eyes.
She is going, wench. Pray. Pray.
Heaven comfort her.
My sight fail not. You should be Lord Ambassador from the Emperor, my royal nephew. And your name Capuchius.
Adam the same, your servant.
Oh, my lord, the times and titles now are altered strangely with me since first you knew me. Oh, but I pray you, what is your pleasure with me?
Noble lady, first, mine own service to your grace. The next, the king's request that I would visit you, who grieves much for your weakness, and by me sends you his princely commendations, and heartily entreats you take good comfort.
Oh, my good lord, that comfort comes too late. 'Tis like a pardon after execution. That gentle physic given in time had cured me. But now I am past all comforts here but prayers. How does his highness?
Madam, in good health.
So may he ever do, and ever flourish, when I shall dwell with worms and my poor name banish the kingdom. Patience, is that letter I caused you write sent away?
No, madam.
Sir, I most humbly pray you to deliver this to my lord the king.
Most willing, madam.
In which I have commanded to his goodness the model of our chaste loves, his young daughter, that the dews of heaven fall thick in blessings on her. Beseeching him to give her virtuous breeding. She is young and of a noble, modest nature. I hope she will deserve well, and a little to love her for her mother's sake that loved him. Heaven knows how dearly. Remember me in all humility unto his highness. Say his long trouble is now passing out of this world. Tell him in death I blessed him. First. Farewell, my lord. Griffith. Farewell. Nay, patience. You must not leave me yet. I must to bed. Call in more women. When I am dead, good wench, let me be used with honor. Strew me over with maiden flowers, that all the world may know I was a chaste wife to my grave. Embalm me, then lay me forth, although unqueened, yet like a queen, and daughter to a king, inter me. I can no more.
It's 1 o'clock, boys, is it not?
It hath struck.
These should be hours for necessities, not for delights. Time to repair our nature with comforting repose, and not for us to waste these times. Good hour of night, Sir Thomas, whither so late?
Come you from the king, my lord?
I did, Lady Thomas, and left him at Primera with the Duke of Suffolk.
I must to him too before he go to bed. I'll take my leave.
Not yet, Lady Thomas Lovell. What's the matter? It seems you are in haste. And if there be no great offense belongs to it, give your friends some touch of your late business.
My lord, I love you and durst commend a secret to your ear much weightier than this work. The queen's in labor, they say in great extremity, and feared she'll end with the labor.
The fruit she goes with, I pray for heartily, that it may find good time and live. But for the stock, Lovell, I wish it grubbed up now.
Methinks I could cry the amen, and yet my conscience says she's a good creature, and sweet lady does deserve our better wishes.
But, madam, hear me, Dame Thomas. A lady of my own way. I know you wise, religious. Let me tell you, it will never be well. 'Twill not, Dame Thomas Lovell, take love of me, till Cranmer, Cromwell, her two hands, and she sleep in their graves.
Now, sir, you speak of two the most remarked in the kingdom. As for Cromwell, besides that of the jewel house, he is made master of the rolls and the king's secretary. The Archbishop is the king's hand and tongue, and who dares speak one syllable against him?
Yes, yes, Dame Lovell, there are that dare, and I myself have ventured to speak my mind of him. And indeed, this day, ma'am, I may tell it you, I think, I have incensed to the lords of the council that he is, for so I know he is, and they know he is, a most arch heretic, a pestilence that does infect the land, with which they, moved, have broken with the king, who hath so far given ear to our complaint of his great grace and princely care, foreseeing those fell mischiefs our reasons laid before him, hath commanded tomorrow morning council board, he's a rank weed, Dame Thomas, and root him out. Not from your affairs I hinder you too long. Good night, Dame Thomas.
Many good nights, my lord. I rest your servant.
Charles, I will play no more tonight. My mind's not on't. You are too hard for me.
Sir, I did never win of you before.
But little, Charles, nor shall not when my fancy's on my play. Now, Lovell, from the Queen, what news?
I could not personally deliver to her what you commanded me, but by her woman I sent your message, who returned her thanks in the greatest humbleness, and desired your highness most heartily to pray for her.
What sayst thou? To pray for her? What, is she crying out?
So said her woman, and that her sufferance made almost each pang to death.
Alas, good lady.
God safely quit her of her burden, and with gentle travail, for the gladdening of your highness with an air.
'Tis midnight, Charles. Prithee to bed. And in thy prayers remember the estate of my poor queen. Leave me alone, for I must think of that which company would not be friendly to.
I wish your highness a quiet night, and my good mistress will be remembered in my prayers.
Charles, good night. Well, sir, what follows?
Sir, I have brought my lord the Archbishop as you commanded me.
Ah, Canterbury.
Aye, my good lord.
'Tis true. Where is he, Denny?
He attends your highness's pleasure.
Bring him to us.
I am fearful. Wherefore frowns he thus? Is his aspect of terror? All's not well.
Oh, now, my lord, you do desire to know wherefore I sent for you.
It is my duty to attend your highness' pleasure.
Pray you rise, my good and gracious Lord of Canterbury. Come, you and I must walk a turn together. Come, give me your hand. I have news to tell you. Ah, good Lord. I grieve at what I speak, and I'm right sorry to repeat what follows. I have, and most unwillingly of late, heard many grievous, I do say, my lord, grievous complaints of you which being considered have moved us and our council that you shall this morning come before us, where I know you cannot with such freedom purge yourself, but that, till further trial in those charges which will require your answer, you must take your patience to you and be well contented to make your house our tower. You, a brother of us, it fits we thus proceed, or else no witness would come against you.
I humbly thank your highness, and am right glad to catch this good occasion, most thoroughly to be winnowed where my chaff and corn shall fly asunder. For I know there's none stands under more calumnious tongues than I myself, poor man.
Your enemies are many, and not small. You are potently opposed, and with a malice of as great size. Win you of better luck, I mean in perjured witness, than your master, whose minister you are, whilst here he lived upon this naughty earth. Go to. Go to, you take a precipice for no leap of danger, and woo your own destruction.
Pardon your majesty, protect mine innocence, or I fall into the trap that is laid for me.
Be of good cheer. They shall no more prevail than we give way to. Keep comfort to you, and this morning see you do appear before them. If they shall chance in charging you with matters to commit you, the best persuasions to the contrary fail not to use, and with what vehemency the occasion shall instruct you. If entreaties will render you do no remedy, this ring, deliver them, and your appeal to us there make before them. Look, the good man weeps. He's honest on mine honor. God's blessed mother, I swear he is true-hearted, and a soul none better in my kingdom. Get you gone, and do as I have bid you. He has strangled his language in his tears.
Now, good angels, fly o'er thy royal head and shade thy person under thy blessed wings.
Now by thy looks I guess thy message. Is the queen delivered? Say aye, and of a boy.
Aye, my liege, and of a lovely boy. The God of heavens both now and ever bless her. Is a girl that promises boys hereafter. Sir, your queen desires your visitation, and to be acquainted with this stranger. 'Tis like you as a cherry is to cherry.
All to the queen.
Speak to the business, Master Secretary. Why are we met in council?
Please, your honors, the chief cause concerns his Grace of Canterbury.
Has he had knowledge of it?
Yes.
Who waits there?
Without, my noble lords.
Yes.
My lord Archbishop, and has done half an hour to know your pleasures.
Let him come in.
Your grace may enter now.
My good Lord Archbishop, I'm very sorry to sit here at this present and behold that chair stand empty. But we are all men, in our own natures frail and capable of our flesh. Few are angels, out of which frailty and want of wisdom you, that best should teach us, have misdeemed yourself, and not a little, toward the king first, then his laws, filling your whole realm by your teaching and your chaplains, for so we are informed, with new opinions, diverse and dangerous, which are heresies, and not reformed, may prove pernicious.
Men that make envy and crooked malice nourishment dare bite the best. I do beseech your lordships that in this case of justice, my accusers, be what they will, may stand forth face to face and freely urge against me.
Nay, my lord, that cannot be. You are a counselor, and by that virtue no man dare accuse you.
My lord, because we have business of more moment, we will be short with you. 'Tis his highness' pleasure, and our consent, for better trial of you, from hence you be committed to the Tower, where being but a private man again, you shall know many dare accuse you boldly. More than, I fear, you are provided for.
My lord of Winchester, you're a little, by your good favor, too sharp. Men so noble, however faulty, yet should find respect for what they have been. 'Tis a cruelty to load a falling man.
Good Master Secretary, I'd cry your honor mercy. You may worst of all this table say so.
Why, my lord?
Do not I know you for a favorer of this new sect? You are not sound.
Not sound?
Not sound, I say.
Would you were half so honest. Men's prayers then would seek you, not their fears.
I shall remember this bold language.
Do. Remember your bold life, too.
This is too much. Forbear, for shame, my lords.
I have done.
And I.
Then thus for you, my lord, it stands agreed, I take it by all voices, that forthwith you be conveyed into the Tower a prisoner. Continue, Chancellor.
There to remain till the king's further pleasure be known unto us. Are we all agreed, lords?
We are.
We are.
Is there no other way of mercy but I must needs to the Tower, my lord?
What other would you expect? You are strangely troublesome. Let some of the guard be ready there.
For me? Must I go like a traitor thither?
Receive him and see him safe in the Tower.
Stay, good my lords. I have a little yet to say. Look there, my lords. By virtue of that ring, I take my cause out of the grips of cruel men and give it to a most noble judge, the king, my master.
This is the king's ring.
'Tis the right ring, by heaven. I told you all, when we first put this dangerous stone a-rolling, 'twould fall upon ourselves.
You think, my lords, the king will suffer but the little finger of this man to be vexed.
'Tis now too certain. How much more in his life is in value with him? Would I were fairly out on't.
My mind gave me in seeking tales and informations against this man, whose honesty the devil and his disciples only envy at. You blew the fire that burns you. Now have at you!
Dread sovereign, how much are we bound to heaven in daily thanks that gave us such a prince, not only good and wise, but most religious, one that in all obedience makes the church the chief aim of his honor, and to strengthen that holy duty out of dear respect, his royal self in judgment comes to hear the cause betwixt her and this great offender.
You were ever good at sudden commendations, Bishop of Winchester. But no, I come not to hear such flattery now. And in my presence they are too thin and base to hide offences. But whatsoe'er thou takest me for, I'm sure thou hast a cruel nature and a bloody. Good man, sit down. Now let me see the proudest, he that dares most but wag his finger at thee. By all that's holy, he had better starve than but once think this place becomes thee not.
May it please your grace.
No, sir, it does not please me. I had thought I had men of some understanding and wisdom of my counsel, but I find none. Some of you, I see, more out of malice than integrity, would try him to the utmost, had you mean, which you shall never have while I live. Well, well, my lords. Respect him, take him, and use him well. He's worthy of it. I'll say thus much for him. If a prince may be beholding to a subject, I am, for his love and service, so to him. Make me no more ado, but I'll embrace him. Be friends, for shame, my lords. My lord of Canterbury, I have a suit which you must not deny me. That is, a fair young maid that yet wants baptism. You must be godfather and answer for her.
Greatest monarch now alive may glory in such an honor. But how may I deserve it, that am but a poor and humble subject to you?
Come, come, my lord. You shall have two noble partners with you, the old Duchess of Norfolk and Lady Marquis Dorset. Will these please you? Once more, my lord of Winchester, I charge you, embrace and love this man.
With a true heart and brother love, I do it.
And let heaven witness how dear I hold this confirmation.
Good man. Those joyful tears show thy true heart. The common voice I see is verified of thee, which says thus, do my lord of Canterbury a shrewd turn, and he's your friend forever. Come, lords, we trifle time away. I long to have this young one made a Christian, as I have made you one, lords. One remain. So I grow stronger, you more honor gain.
Heaven from thy endless goodness send prosperous life, long and ever happy to be the high and mighty Princess of England, Elizabeth. And to your royal grace and the good Queen, my noble partners and myself must pray all comfort, joy in this most gracious lady, heaven ever laid upon to make parents happy, may hourly fall upon you.
Good Lord Archbishop. What is her name?
Elizabeth.
Stand up, Lord. With this kiss, take my blessing. God protect thee, into whose hand I give my life.
Amen.
My noble gossips, you've been too prodigal. I thank you heartily. So shall this lady, when she has so much English.
Let me speak, sir. Heaven now bids me. The words I utter let none think flattery, for they'll find 'em truth. This royal infant, heaven still move about her, though in her cradle yet now promises upon this land 1,000,000 blessings, which time shall bring to ripeness. She shall be, but few now living can behold that goodness, a pattern to all princes living with her, and all that shall succeed. All princely graces that mold up such a mighty piece as this, with all the virtues that attend the good, shall still be doubled on her. Truth shall nurse her. Holy and heavenly thoughts shall counsel her. She shall be loved and feared. Her own shall bless her. Her foes shake like a field of beaten corn and hang their heads with sorrow. Good grows with her. In her days every man shall eat in safety under his own vine what he plants, and sing the merry songs of peace to all his neighbors.
Speaks wonders.
She shall be the happiness of England, an aged princess. Many days shall see her, and yet no day without a deed to crown it. Would I had known no more, but she must die. She must. The saints must have her. Yet a virgin, a most unspotted lily, shall she pass to the ground, and all the world shall mourn her.
Oh, Lord Archbishop, thou hast made me now a man. Never before this happy child did I get anything. This oracle of comfort has so pleased me that when I am in heaven, I shall desire to see what this child does and praise my Maker. I thank you all. Lead the way, lords. You must all see the Queen, and she must thank you. She will be sick else. This day no man think has business at his house, for all shall stay. This little one shall make it holiday.
'Tis 10 to 1 this play can never please all that are here. Some come to take their ease and sleep an act or two, but those we fear, we've frighted with our trumpets. So 'tis clear, they'll say 'tis not others to hear the city abused extremely and to cry, "That's witty!" Which we have not done neither, that I fear all the expected good we're like to hear. For this play at this time is only in the merciful construction of good women. For such a one we showed 'em, if they smile and say 'twill do, I know within a while all the best men are ours. For 'tis ill hap if they hold when their ladies bid them clap.
Cameras on. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, Shakespeare ends the histories. Yay! And I'd also like to make a special announcement that together with Drunk Shakespeare, tonight marks the two companies together finishing the canon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
I know. Join us next weekend for A Christmas Carol, adapted by our very own Cardinal CAMPEIUS, Chris Turner, starring who else? The king, essentially, of Zoom Shakespeare, Mr. Jonathan Michu Gonzalez. We'll see you back.
Ooh, yeah, Jonathan.
Bye, guys.